Welcome to another episode of Five or Flop, the podcast for the best and worst historical fiction has to offer. I'm your host, Erin.
And I'm Grace, and this is our first season 2 bonus episode.
Oh, hell yeah. If the audio quality sounds a bit different today, we are recording on Zoom under blankets for improved quality because the DC Public Library flopped and didn't have a space available for us.
I think actually that we're being influencers and we influenced too hard for other people to also start podcasts. And
It's
then
true.
they booked up all of the available slots to use the recording studio.
We have met at least one other person in DC who does have a podcast. She doesn't record at the library because her co-host lives in Hong Kong, I think she said.
Yeah, she said something crazy. Like
Somewhere
that's
far.
commitment.
They have like time zones to contend with. We just have a commute to the library. Should we share the topic for this episode, which I'm realizing now we forgot to do?
Yes, we are discussing the newly released season of Bridgerton.
And this episode is a lot of fun because we both watched it like right when it came out, which was what, 3 months ago. None of us took notes and we don't have a script for this episode.
We're just gonna spitball. We're gonna yap. It's gonna be like going out with your girlfriends.
Exactly.
To talk shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
But before we do that, I have an extremely pod relevant and important piece of news.
Yes.
My iPad is fixed.
Oh my God, finally. Okay, good.
Yes, I ended up having to pay $32 because it cost $132 to get fixed, and I'm only getting reimbursed $100.
Okay.
And I have to go to the bank tomorrow to get my form notarized so they give me the money. But I'm just happy that my
that is very good news, and I'm happy to hear it.
Yes. I also thought for a minute that I was just gonna have to buy a whole new one because getting the screen replaced at like a reputable, like at Apple or Best Buy or something, is extremely expensive. So I went to a kind of sketchy place in a basement in Adams Morgan, and they did a great job, and I support them very much.
Good. We love supporting small businesses, honestly.
Exactly.
Aside from that wonderful news, what's new in your life?
Oh my gosh. We are beginning the preparations for season 3 of the pod.
Yes, we are. We are in full swing. The theme, of course, back to school.
Yes, we're going full steam ahead, but we cannot leave behind season 2 just yet.
No, we're not done. We still have to record these bonus episodes.
We have yapping to do. I mean, we haven't even really discussed Bridgerton like with each other that much.
No, we have been holding off. It took me a while to get through the second part just because I don't know. I just wasn't I wasn't committed to sitting down and watching it, you know?
I've said watching an episode of Bridgerton is actually kind of a lot of commitment because they're a full hour.
Yeah, sometimes more.
And they have just like, there's a lot going on. This is tipping my hand a little bit, but people have said of all 3 seasons of Bridgerton, they always complain like, oh, there's too many side plots. Like, I want more of the romance. Like, I don't want all this extra stuff, like blah, blah, blah. And I always just kind of poo-poo those people because I'm like, it's a TV show. Like, it's an ensemble TV show. But I'm like, oh yeah, this season there was a lot going on.
They were heavy on side plots. Should we just dive into it?
Yes, let's.
Okay. I realized I didn't say what's new in my life, but
I interrupted you.
No, I wasn't even thinking about it because it's just work stress. But that's okay. They did, I think since the last time we recorded, they did move another team under me. I say team, it's only one other person, but it is our entire video production department. Do you know how extensive my video knowledge is? It's not. I had to edit one video a few months ago and Santiago did most of it for me.
That's why we're not one of those podcasts where we have comfy chairs that we set up in and then we put it on YouTube.
No. But anyways, so the pod is a nice relaxing break for me to get my mind off work and media and communications by doing other forms of media and communications.
And especially this episode, which is no planning, like no script. We just had to watch TV and now we're going to yap. And we do that for free. So that's okay.
Okay. So I think the best way to start is to kind of refresh how we felt about the book.
Okay. We both had a lot of fun reading the book because it was like light and fluffy. And we enjoyed Penelope as a central character and we did not enjoy Colin Bridgerton. And frankly, that's like how I feel also about the season.
Honestly, the biggest difference I feel between the book and the show, not like things that happen, because obviously the plot is very different, but the difference in opinion I had the most was that I loved the Cressida arc in this show. So it's the same thing where she kind of blackmails Penelope into having to come forward. in the show, they give her a reason and they're like, she's trying to get the money so she doesn't have to marry the slimy old man. And
Yeah,
I
in the
love
book,
that
she
side
just
plot.
wants money,
Yeah.
which is like, okay, girl, get your bag. But in this case, they definitely gave her like an anti-hero
Oh,
arc,
yeah.
and it was very good. And I agree.
She was very sympathetic. Eloise was just a nasty bitch to her the entire time.
I was so vindicated this season because all along of Eloise, the TV character, I have always
Mhm.
hated her. And people are like, no, she's like such a feminist, cool girl. And I'm like, no, she just sucks. And
She
this
just doesn't
season,
like
everyone
women.
recognized, like, oh, she does just suck.
The character just doesn't like women.
No, she's like, can't we just talk about our interests instead of boys? And then when women have traditionally feminine interests, she's like, I hate you and I don't
I
want to hear
know.
about it.
I don't
And
like
then
it.
when
Like
her
she was,
friend is like, my family is selling me to a gross old man, she's like, listen, I want to talk about my problems.
exactly.
No.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Eloise. Eloise feels like someone in the writer room is like, it's a self-insert Mary Sue type of character vibe.
And I feel bad for the actress because I do think she's a good actress.
Oh, I think she's very talented.
But the other big change that, frankly, this was so small and like simple, but it had such a big effect on the plot that, frankly, it made Julia Quinn look really stupid for not thinking of
Uh-huh.
it. In the show, when Colin proposes to Penelope, he doesn't know that she's Lady Whistledown.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Like, and then it created all of this tension for so many more episodes. It was so much better.
It was because it
I'm
really
sure,
drew it out and like it led to a lot. Their relationship, I felt like had a lot more depth.
yeah, I'm sure Julia was like, wait a minute, fuck.
I know. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
It's like Lisa C going back and realizing that she did need a Hugh Jackman character all along in
I know.
Snowflower.
She's like, oh no, why didn't I write a middle-aged white man into my book?
Oh, Hugh Jackman. Love
Yeah.
him.
But as
Anyway,
expected, Nicola Coughlan is Penelope Carried. She's a star. She's a
she's so
set.
talented.
She was the best part. I also really liked her plotline with her mom, which I didn't expect.
I love that. I love that they fleshed out and with her sisters too. They really went into all that relationship building.
The thing that I was kind of left feeling a little bit bereft about, I assumed, frankly, that because they have set a precedent that they will like change their source material so much.
Yeah.
In the book, we were like, well, Colin is annoying and he doesn't do anything. And it was like in the show, they'll give him something to do. But in the show, he's like annoying and he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't really get his whole thing. He's just angsty. He's a little less angsty in the show, I think, but maybe that's because we're not in his head as much.
He did have time to have two threesomes. Maybe that was demonstrating his angst.
Yeah, should we get into the threesome subplots of this show?
There were so many
There
threesomes
were
for 8 episodes of TV.
there were
I
a
think,
lot.
4.
There were a good number, and like I don't think we needed it. I don't know. For Colin, like, okay, he just wants to like have a. I don't get the attention on the Benedict subplot.
Because
And
it didn't
maybe
set
with
anything up for next season. That's the thing. Like he didn't make any progress, and he started and ended in the same place.
and I feel
Except
like
he's
with
had
the
sex with a man now.
yes, I feel like the other ones they have made like Anthony at the end of season one, his whole thing was like, I'm gonna get married and like step up for the family, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the last one is when Colin's like traveling and all of that. So it does kind of lead in nicely, but I don't like the Benedict plotline, like it would have been fine, whatever, if his season wasn't next and he didn't need a bit more character building before that.
And he started at the beginning of the season being like, oh, I'm so bored in my life because everyone has like a purpose except for me, which is like, okay, then go
Uh-huh.
get one. And then at the end of the season, when his girlfriend is like, I love you, he's like, well, I don't really want to be tied down right now. And I like just to be free. And it's like, okay, you were just complaining about being free.
I wish they'd bring
So
back all of his art stuff because they cut that. Why? Because he was pissed that Anthony like bought his way into school.
you're a rich little white boy. Like, of course, your rich older brother is going to buy
I
your way into
know.
stuff.
I really liked Anthony this season. Loved his male
He
life vibes.
listen, one, Jonathan Bailey's very talented, but
Yes.
even more specifically, he knows what he's here to do. You know,
Yeah.
he knows what the job is,
Hmm.
and the job is to simp, and he
Yeah.
does a great job.
And he does it beautifully, and I really appreciate it. I think him and Kate carry, as always.
100%. Well, the other big bombshell, which I think we can
Yes.
just say without, well, we didn't give our spoiler disclaimer, but now it's been like several months.
Yeah.
They picked which sibling they're going to make gay.
Yeah. And I saw one tweet and I do really agree with it. Like, always I'm for more queer representation, but also you had Eloise and Benedict as the options and you went with Francesca.
Never
The
let them know
sleeper
your next
pick. The
move.
sleeper pick.
I had my little moment because I was like, oh, like bummer, because that book was my favorite. And I'm like, that character's not going to show up now. But whatever, no problem, because they have this new actress. She's really great. For those of you who aren't keeping up with it, in the book, Francesca's love interest is Michael. In the show, they've made her Michaela.
Yeah.
However, here's my thing. They have set up that Francesca's first husband, who's going to die, sorry, in the imminent
Yeah.
future, that she like doesn't really love him, question mark?
Yeah, that whole thing was kind of I had some questions about how her plot carried over with the book.
No, well, she loved her first husband like a lot. So the way they have like their kiss like at their wedding, and she's kind of like, oh, I was like, oh, I don't like the vibe of
I didn't
that.
like the vibe either. I had some questions to bring back up for you,
Mhm.
mostly to re-spark a conversation we had off air at some point, which was maybe this was just a tweet I saw. I don't know. But it's clearly established like they have gender roles in society.
Yeah.
I see how they can like make it a point to ignore race in the show because that's not something they've set up, but they clearly have gender roles in society, which is Eloise's whole thing. I am very curious how this queer relationship with two women is going to work. Because I think if it was two men, they could swing it and it would be, they would not have to deal with those issues.
Hmm. I
But for
don't know
two
how it's
queer
gonna turn
women,
out either. Like, I feel like they could make it. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm laying on my ground right now.
mhm.
And you know how people talk about like the landlord special with like painting over stuff?
Oh yeah,
There's a fly painted into my baseboard that I've
that
never seen, but now I'm laying on the ground and I'm looking at it.
I hate that for you. Oh,
Anyway,
update for the pod listeners. Actually, I don't know if I ever talked about this. Have I talked about my washer machine on the
oh
podcast?
my God, I don't
I
know.
I don't know if I've spoken about this, which is crazy because it is a the friend group gets updates like every other day.
Your washing machine is the new my iPad.
It's been broken for 2 months, and our landlord has just done nothing. And that's the landlord special. Well, apparently she keeps calling the handyman and he's not answering. Actually, Bridgerton relevance, because he had a severe bee allergy and he got stung. However, now he's just not answering at all. And she told us she's starting to get concerned. So he might be dead.
Again,
Like,
as we said before, as if there is one handyman in the
yeah,
entire DMV. Like,
she
call
has
someone
only been
else.
calling one handyman,
Not to
which
be
first
disrespectful to
off,
that guy. I hope he's okay, but like, call someone else.
which second crazy thing, direct Bridgerton reference, the bee sting, famously.
So true. But yeah, like it does deal a lot with, you're right. I'm like, how are they going to have like a happy ending? He has, John, the husband, has like a castle in Scotland. So I'm like, okay, maybe they'll just decide to live in this remote Scottish castle together. Cause honestly, that sounds very slay.
Uh-huh.
But in the book, also, the second husband is the cousin of the first husband. So he inherits his title.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how that will work if she's a woman, unless they're just like, well, he just doesn't have any other
Yeah,
male
it could
heirs,
be.
so therefore you get all of his money. I don't know. I
It
think
could
that he
be.
could pull something off, but it'll be harder. The writers are going to have to work harder to integrate that than they will when they made Kate an Indian character, for example.
And I don't know if the writers are quite up for doing it smoothly.
Hmm. Hmm. At least not. Well, there was a new writer for season 3, and people were not happy with her,
Oh,
apparently. I feel like this season got way more mid of reception than season 2 did.
I agree. And I feel like this is definitely, I don't know how to word this, but I feel like had the show not gotten, like, I feel like they had not planned this decision to deal with like queerness in this way going into the show. Because I feel
Mm.
like if they had, they probably would have set it up differently. But then seeing how big the show got and the reception it got, they decided to go for it.
Well, they were like, there's no way we can do this whole show
Yeah,
without having a nod to queerness, which I understand that impulse. But I think just because they have it set up like as a historical drama, that you need to have like the foresight, which is maybe why they made it Francesca, so they could kick the can down the road a couple years.
yeah, I kind of see that too. I'm excited for it if they do it well. I'm hesitant that they're going to do it well. This is not to misconstrue us as like the people on Twitter who are super mad because we're like, I liked her story and blah, 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 and they shouldn't have changed anything. because I think it's exciting. I'm interested to see what happens, but I don't think they established the history well or like played with the history enough to deal with this.
Yeah, but at the end of the season, Francesca and her husband go off to Scotland to live in their castle, and they take Eloise with them. So
Taking the
I'm
most
wondering if this
annoying
is going to
sibling.
be, well, yeah, like I would
Honestly,
not want to
though,
take
if you
Eloise.
entered all of the Bridgertons in the most annoying sibling challenge, they would, I feel like all of them would have a fighting chance, except for I don't think Francesca's annoying, and I don't think Anthony is annoying. I feel like he used to be annoying.
He recovered
He's a
once he got
recovering,
married.
yeah.
Is season 4 of Bridgerton going to be the same as season 4 of Glee when some of them are in Ohio and some of them are in New York?
Oh my God.
Like
And
two of
they
them are in
introduce a bunch
Scotland
of new
and the
people.
rest of them are
Well,
in London.
are they bringing back Julie Andrews?
Well,
Because
that's my thing. Did they fire her?
that's what I was not expecting to line up. I kept the whole show, I kept saying to Grace, I hope they have the scene where everyone claps when Penelope tells. But I did not think they were actually going to have the reveal because I did not, like, what does that mean for future seasons?
I wonder if they're just gonna have her continue to voice over and pretend that it's not weird anymore. Because in the
Yeah,
books, once she gets revealed as Lady Whistledown, for the whole rest of the series, there's no more Lady Whistledown.
I think it's just a bigger part of the show maybe than it was for the books, but I don't think they can just get rid of it like that.
Well, because then you get rid of Julie Andrews, which obviously, why would they want to fire Julie
Yeah.
Andrews? And then kind of the queen has nothing to do, which is
Yeah,
fine
what's
with
her
me because
point?
I think she would like dominate an annoying sibling competition.
Yeah, I think so too.
But clearly she's popular because she has a spinoff, so they don't want to get rid of her either.
Everyone tells me the spinoff is better than
It's not really. I mean, it was cute enough.
I
I
haven't
do
seen
think
it.
I maybe liked it better than season 3, but I did not like it better than season 2. It was only 6 episodes, which I think is an insult. And
Okay.
also, George the Third is just simply not the best romantic hero because he went insane. So you know they did not live happily ever after.
Yeah,
Like
it's
they
hard
were
with
kind of
history,
shackled to that. So
That's what's hard about historical fiction to all of our listeners. Something else I really liked this season, I liked that who is slacking me right now? Anyways.
it's after 8 p.m.
Okay, to be fair,
Go
it is I'm on my work computer right now. It is a colleague who is in California, but even at that, it's after 5 p.m. So
It's exactly 5:19. Like the TikTok sound. Try being an
oh my
influencer for a
God.
day. I just got off work and it's
Oh my
5:19.
God, exactly. Try being an influencer. Try being an associate manager for no, but I really like that Violet got laid. Parentheses implied because Bridgerton is one to show it. But I think when they're old, they're like, we're not going to put this on camera.
Good for her. She has a man.
Good for her. I
And
liked
see, I
that
feel
whole
like that's
plot.
a really cute thing to address. How do you find love again after
Yeah.
you had it and lost it?
And I liked it. I think it was very nicely done. I like that it's Lady Danbury's brother. I think that's cute. Speaking of olds, how are they going to film this next season when Benedict is looking older by the minute? Isn't he supposed to be like 24?
Oh my God. When they announced that he was next, I was like, thank fucking God, because he does not look young. And these take 2 years to film. So
Which, for
imagine if they
what
were like,
reason?
Eloise is next, and he had to wait like 6 years.
He is getting older. Did you see that one meme about it that was like, the little kid jumping in the water and then it's the other kid drowning and then it's the skeleton at the bottom of the lake? It was like Francesca getting her season and then Eloise waiting and then Benedict.
Well, also, like I think we mentioned before, they switched this up from the books because Colin and Penelope is the fourth book, but they
Yeah,
did the season third. And I guess they did that because of all the Lady Whistledown stuff. But I thought it would be more apparent watching the season that they like had an idea of some kind of change they wanted to make
yeah,
that like necessitated doing this third. Because we just said like it brings up all the problems of like how do you continue with Lady Whistledown after that?
yeah.
I wonder why Benedict's season got kicked down the road. I wonder why.
I wonder if they just wanted to like clean up the friendship with Eloise and Penelope and that whole plot line. So they could have needed to address that there. I don't know, because I feel like I'm interested in Benedict's because we knew Penelope and Colin was going to happen. Like they could have let that slow burn some more.
That's true. I mean, and also again, it's the same reason as in the book. They fall in love, but for not really any real reason.
Yeah,
Like Penelope has always loved him, he doesn't really have a reason for turning like this all of a sudden. I do think it is cute how down bad they made him in the show. I thought they
They
had the
did
really
make him
cute
very
scene
down
where
bad.
there was like this really exaggerated kiss scene that's like very clearly a dream sequence. Oh, like Penelope's dreaming about Colin. And then they have
Uh-huh.
Colin like sit up in bed really fast and he was the one that was
I did
dreaming.
like that.
That was a cute little twist. Oh, here's my other thing. This is like if you went back and you watched it like all in a row, like normal, because they dropped four
The two
episodes and then they
parts.
waited a month and then they dropped four more. And in the first four episodes, Penelope is like gonna marry this other guy who's
Yeah,
great.
I liked
And
that
then
guy.
yeah, Lord Debling, who was not in the book. And then she turns down his proposal to marry Colin, but then he's never in any of the other
Well,
episodes.
what's the whole thing that whatever voyage he was going to go on, like historically, it was a huge disaster and he would have died? Did you see that whole thing?
No,
Oh God,
but she would have been a rich widow.
this is why we needed a script so I could have researched this beforehand.
Well, it's
No, it
also
was
just like,
something like it said he was going to go on some voyage, and then whatever voyage it was, like that ship shipwrecked.
well, that's
So
very
canonically,
sad.
he
That
died.
was a very nice and charming man.
So canonically, he's dead. I don't know about what point he left on the voyage, but that could be why we never see him again.
Well, it made no sense because one, just like from a story function perspective, like you have a major character who we just never see again. And then also, this drives me crazy. For 50% of the TV show, Penelope is trying to marry this guy,
Uh-huh.
and so is Cressida. And they both are making progress on that front. And so when Penelope is like, I'm going to marry Colin, then in your logical head, you're like, okay, great, then Cressida can marry him. But they don't want that to happen because they need her to have to marry this old guy. So
Yeah.
she has to pretend to be Lady Whistledown. So they just pretend Lord Debling never exists again.
Yeah, it was very strange. I
It
didn't
hit me a little while. I was like, wait a minute, where's my man? Where's my
I
favorite
really liked
Lincoln?
him too. That's
I
like
would have
the kind
rather
of
married
man,
him.
that's the kind of man you would like who just like will give you a plant and then go on a ship voyage for months, but not die on the ship
No,
voyage.
he's like, listen, we're going to have a lot of alone time to pursue our own interests, but I would like us to be like happy during the time that we do have. And
Yeah.
he's like, I don't expect to be like wildly in love, but I want us to be like fond of each other. And I'm
For a woman in that time period, like what can you ask for?
like, these are all check marks. And then Colin is like, well, I've had like 15 years to make my move, and I've decided to wait until today to
He's
do
like,
it.
I had one sex dream about you, and that's why I'm
That's
doing this.
that.
I think the most important thing we have yet to mention is the carriage scene, notably when the Pitbull song is playing.
I was gonna say the give me everything carriage scene.
That really, it really made me laugh. I greatly enjoyed that, and I don't think it was intended to be as comedic. Because I did think like the overall scene, like it was good, like it met expectations from the book,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But I really like. I'm not even mad about that music choice because I think it genuinely made the scene better.
It was so good. I love the give me everything during the carriage scene.
I really liked it. It was kind of the most like because I saw, of course, the songs that were going to be in it before watching the show. And I was like, where are they going to put this in? And then it just kept getting closer and closer to the end of like the halfway point. And I'm like, oh, it's got to be Suit. And then I like realized when it was coming. God, I wish I could experience that joy again.
Listen, they understand that people wanted that book to be a lot dirtier than it actually was.
Yeah.
And so they decided to deliver, and they definitely did.
Think so. Nothing. I don't know why they went so hard in season one because they have not matched season one since. If you're a viewer looking for raunchy times, this one over season two for sure.
Hmm. I mean, didn't you guys watch it and you were like selling people on it with like, oh, it's gonna be so like smutty, and then it was the season
Yeah.
about the yearning from a distance?
Yeah, no, we were like talking and we were like, oh my God, it's just gonna be like season one. It's all just gonna be sex. We got like a bunch of people to watch it with us. And then it was all just pining. I think that's when I taught Santiago what the word pining meant.
An important word
It
to
is
know.
an important word. But yeah, so this one is will meet more of those expectations, but I don't know why they went so hard on season one.
To get people talking about it. I don't know. Like maybe they're like,
Maybe.
okay, it worked for Game of Thrones, and then they stopped doing it. So we just have to do it for a little bit.
But I liked it. I had a fun time watching it. I liked it. I agree with you that there were probably too many subplots. However, I liked the subplots better.
In my
Except for
opinion,
Benedict's. Didn't care about
yeah,
his.
he was so annoying. But in my opinion, Penelope, her mom, and Lady Danbury carried the
Oh
season.
yeah. Well, Lady
Like they,
Danbury carries every season.
oh, okay. Here's something else I have to say. This is not really a couth thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. The
Okay.
actor that plays Colin got a lip flip between the seasons.
Hang on. I need to see
Like
pictures. I need a
100% he got a lip flip.
on
And I
Bridgerton.
just could not stop thinking about it. I'm not saying he looked bad. He looked nice, but he got a lip flip.
Someone says he had the biggest glow up in season 3. I don't care what anyone says. He looked like a baby in season 1, I will say.
Oh, yeah. It's harder to do the
Season,
men. For Anthony, it was really easy because they just gave him a really ugly haircut to start with, and then they
yeah.
fixed the haircut. But like for the women,
Yeah, why is he like
like
mewing in this photo?
they can give them like really unflattering clothes and then just like fix them. But for the men, like men's clothes are men's clothes. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if they made him get a lip flip or if he wanted to get one.
They gave him a much better hairdo, I will say.
His hair was way better.
Hang on.
He was wearing his pirate coat the whole time, which was a little silly, but I enjoyed it.
Benedict, they're gonna give him Botox to get rid of the wrinkles.
And it's like he is very handsome, but he's like 36-year-old man and he looks his age.
And he's trying to play
Younger?
20 something.
I don't know. Oh, well, here's something else that's interesting. In the book, Penelope has been a spinster for 10 years, and in the show, it's only 3. So
Yeah.
they're not trying to play with the timelines here.
No.
They're condensing. They're condensing.
Which I think makes more sense.
Yeah, 100%. I wonder when they're going to recast the 2 youngest siblings.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they keep taking 2 years to film though.
Well, that's the thing. People are like, I don't know how to feel quite because I think by the time they get to those seasons, those actors will be old enough to do it. But then people are like, oh, do you really want to see them in sex scenes when they were on the show when they were children? And I'm like, I don't know. But then also, like, presumably it's very likely they're not going to stop being actors.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I
When and
forgot about
if.
the Francesca recast. I forgot they
Yeah.
recast her. I don't think I realized that because I don't even think she had like any lines in the past seasons.
They wrote her like completely out of season 2, I think. She might not have even been there.
Yeah, I always forget about her, honestly. I love the actress who played her though. I thought she was great.
She did a great job. And also, goodbye, Daphne, forever.
Is she off
That actress
completely?
is gone. Yeah.
I mean, everyone hates that character.
Well, her love interest left last season. And so she made a couple of appearances just like by herself. And I think she is doing really well, like in her acting career.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
Well,
yeah.
good for
So I
her.
think
Good for
he's
her.
like, I wonder how much more Jonathan Bailey we're going to get because he really likes to do Bridgerton, but he's also very famous.
He's very famous, and also they just had we're going to India. So that feels like a nod at writing them off or
Yeah.
making them much more not around.
I do think I'm like, what do you think is the likelihood that they actually do all 8 of the books? Like that they make it to the end? Because if
Probably
they
with
have
the filming
5 left,
timeline they have,
it's
no,
10 years.
no, they need to, maybe they'll condense the 2 little ones into one season.
Yeah. Or honestly,
It's literally
just
is like
hurry
Glee where
up.
they just
Or
get
just
rid of the
hurry
old
up.
ones. Yeah. If they
Or
just
just
did it faster and capitalize on the popularity they have,
maybe shoot them at like the same time. Like you should start writing the Eloise season like
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Like
I
and shoot
don't,
it with the Benedict one. I don't know. They're not going to make it if they take 2 years per season.
no, no, not at
For
all.
8 episodes. It's a joke. It's a
It's ridiculous. It's
joke.
it's so ridiculous. Remember when Lost was like cranking out a million episodes? Bring that back. Not just Lost. Remember when Desperate Housewives was also doing that and every other show on TV?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Boo.
They need to take advice from us. What do we have to do to get Jonathan Bailey on the pod?
Oh my God. I would do
When
anything.
are we going to have a pod book that there's a movie that Jonathan Bailey was a Hugh Jackman equivalent in?
Okay, quick. Of all of our pod books, what should we make into a movie that Jonathan Bailey should be in?
Oh my God, I have to pull up the list of
In
podcasts.
20 years, when they remake the Snowflower and the Secret Fan movie and he takes the Hugh Jackman role?
He would honestly slay in that role. Okay, I have the list up. Oh, the dad in The Land Remembered. Tobias.
I forget.
Oh,
Is that the good one?
yeah, he's the one we like.
Okay.
I think if I named him wrong, that's super embarrassing because I'm the one who recommended that book. I
He
could
could
also see
be,
him, the hot guy with no purpose in The Cartographer's Secret.
or the communist in The Four Winds,
Oh, true.
Or the little rich
Obviously,
boy in the Luminaries.
Song of
Oh,
Achilles. He could be either.
ooh, yeah.
And I just say either because I can't really pronounce the other one's name. So, and I
Me
think he would be the other one more.
Patroclus, I think.
Yes. He could be Henry VIII before he was ugly.
Henry VIII if he slayed.
Henry VIII if he slayed, literally.
He could be, oh my gosh, they should, when they have movies about like twins or like clones and they get the same actor to play them both,
Lindsay
he
Lohan in
should
the
play
character.
all 12 of the men in the Luminaries. And it's his tour de force and he wins an Oscar.
Okay, quick hits. And we should probably wrap up after this because I
Yeah.
have to proofread Santiago's essay. Rapid fire Bridgerton characters as pod books. Obviously, Lady Danbury is a spy because her only crime was being an independent woman.
Yeah. And Eloise is the cartographer's secret because she attempted to slay.
Yeah, she attempted to not be like other girls.
Sorry.
This is not as easy as when I did this with young Sheldon characters.
No, because they're such types. Benedict is loving the time of cholera because whatever he's doing, it's really annoying.
Yeah. Penelope is the Four Winds because she went from being a flop to being a change maker.
Exactly. Daphne is Snowflower in The Secret Fan because her whole life was women and she had nothing to do with men until she married one and she didn't know how they worked.
Yeah, that's so true.
And then let's see, Anthony is Hamnet because he's bearing the burden of his family.
He is literally bearing the burden of his family. There's so many good ones.
And then Francesca is a land remembered because she ran away into the wilderness, aka
yeah, that's true.
Scotland.
Yeah, aka Florida, aka Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest thing is, I would say Violet is romancing Mr. Bridgerton because she would love a romance novel.
Oh my gosh. And then, oh my gosh, we already said one for Lady Danbury. She could also be Violetta.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
It's
I
her
would say
lifetime
Kate,
of mistakes and
I would say Kate is Violetta more.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I think that's everyone important that I can think of.
I'm sure we're missing a bunch of people. Oh, we didn't even do Colin. He's such a flop though.
Well, like what book would he even be?
What's the
He
most?
doesn't have a personality. I'm sorry.
I'd say he'd be a land remembered then.
Yeah.
And Francesca,
The henna artist because she hates her husband, so she's gonna need the abortion tea.
God, I forget about the abortion tea every single time.
Sorry,
I do
Queen.
still want to read the other ones in that series.
I see every so often I see them like in bookstores or like on Goodreads, and I just am like, oh my God, jump scare because I forget about them.
Every time I see a pod book in public, I get jump scared.
I love to point at them, going to the bookstore and then pointing at every pod book and then leaving.
Oh my God. Okay, so recently, me and Grace and some of our friends took a girls' trip to the Holocaust Museum to go learn about some history. And in the bookshop, there were many, many pod books and many almost pod books there.
There were.
We could have done a pod season on books in that gift shop.
Mm-hmm. It's not just World War II stuff in there. They
Yeah.
have a lot of, like other genocides.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a nicer way to say that, but then I was
No,
like,
there's
one. There's lots of stuff in there. They have a good gift shop.
Anthony could also be a pachinko.
He's lived too many lifetimes. That's like he just
Literally.
has the air of the sadness of pachinko about him.
What was the opening line in pachinko? Like,
History has failed us, but no matter.
that's literally Anthony Bridgerton.
That was him when his dad got stung by the bee and died, just like your washing machine handyman, apparently.
Oh my God.
Hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay too, Ray, if you're listening to this. I hope
Okay.
he's okay.
Well, here, we have to go, but before we do, let's just say, where would we rate this season on a scale of 5 to flop?
I'm gonna give it, I think I have to give it in the context of the other seasons. Season 2 is a perfect 5. No doubts.
Hard agree.
I really liked season 1 when I first watched it, but now that I've seen the other two, I would say that is a pretty even fine, and this season was a fine leaning 5.
I still have not finished my season 1 rewatch.
Rewatch, you never even watched it once.
You're right. I haven't finished watching season 1.
Incredible.
But I loved 2 and I liked 3. I am not
that's kind of
unhappy that
right.
I watched it. Like I would definitely not. I'm gonna watch season 4 the second they come out.
It's like I think you should still watch season 1.
And I will. And I have gotten, it's also very interesting because that's all I've heard about it also. It's like it's very raunchy. There's all these sex scenes, like blah, 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 blah. But there are no sex scenes in the first 4 episodes. And I've just gotten to the episode where, and I say just as if I didn't watch it like probably 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Where it's like their wedding night. So so then they go crazy. And then presumably they're gonna go crazy after that.
Oh, you know what we should have looked into to talk about this episode?
What?
The legal scandal with the Bridgerton musical on TikTok.
That was so long ago.
I know, but I saw after season 3, I saw all these stuff on it about how they had been like offered the rights and they turned it down because they wanted to keep.
That whole thing made me feel so boomer because people were like, they already have so much money. They can't let these people like use their copyright. And it's like they wrote a musical based on copyrighted material and did not buy the rights. Like you cannot be Pikachu face surprised when they sue you. Oh man. Maybe in the future when we run out of bonus episode ideas, we'll come back to that.
We'll revisit. Do we want to share our next bonus episodes? Honestly, we have not planned the order. Have we planned the order of them?
I don't know. I mean, I
Yes,
wrote them down in an order in the document, but I don't think
we have because I put the dates for everything in the document.
Well, then you share what next bonus episode is because I don't remember.
Our next bonus episodes, we sat down for a fun little movie night to watch The Other Boleyn Girl, and we have much to say about how somehow that movie was too long and also cut out almost everything in the book.
I was so unprepared for The Other Boleyn Girl movie. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to tip my opinions of it, but I had low expectations and they were not met. So there you go.
The one thing I think that I will give, and it's not a spoiler, it's probably within the first 7 minutes of the movie, does someone say the words, The Other Boleyn Girl? Like Anne refers to herself.
And you can point at the screen just like you're in a bookstore and you see a pod book.
Exactly. I think it was a fun viewing experience. We watched that with our friends and I did take notes and there are some really great quotes from that one.
And I will share one of my favorites. I can't remember who said this, but I thought it was just very apt. At one point, someone did say, well, now I don't know which one of them is the other Boleyn girl.
That is true. I think it was Jen, and it was very real.
And that's the theme. So she really succinctly summed it up.
Yeah, she really captured the whole book in that one line. All right. Well, until next time.
Happy reading.
Happy TV watching. Bye.